Sick. All right. So while we wait for everybody to pile in. Want to get to know what you guys have been doing while we've been kind of stuck inside or outside, socially distancing. What have you guys been up to?
Who wants to
go
start?
first? Yeah.
Yeah, there's too many ladies, so let's give it to the gent.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
DJ Nate.
What's up, guys? My name's DJ Nate Nelson. I'm from Dallas, Texas. If you are an avid viewer of the QSC Facebook page, you probably see me every Wednesday here on the DJ discussion. And today we're here to talk about Twitch, and I'm really excited to talk about Twitch. I've got some rock star Twitch ladies joining today, and they are fire. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to hear what they've got to say today. But, you know, for me in Texas, it's kind of weird because we're almost so far ahead of everybody else in the country because we opened up in early June. And so I actually counted today. I think I've actually done 22 weddings since COVID. So I'm actually working every weekend again, but doing Twitch during the week. It was started out as something, what can I do during this downtime? I think we all tried to figure out how to pivot and how to do something different and still be able to excel in what we do and what we love, which is DJing or playing music. And so, yeah, I became a Twitch DJ during the week and still rocking events on the weekends and been spending a lot of time outside, as you kind of talked about, socially distancing. We got a boat, so I've been surfing and hanging out and having lots of fun. So
Awesome.
I want the summer to stay. I don't want this cold weather to come.
Yeah, I hear that. DJ Miss Ninja, let's hear about what you've been doing pretty much, I guess, summertime. Yeah. The entire summer.
Well, I mean, it's been longer than summer, right? I can't even remember. I'm in Los Angeles, so we've been kind of on lockdown forever, it feels like. And I mean, the world is like slightly open right now, but it's still like highly recommended that we don't really do a whole lot. But I started live streaming back in I was doing like Facebook live streaming in March. And I started that because I just started seeing a lot of my friends posting on social media about like how they don't know what to do with their kids. They need some like social interaction, you know, all of these things that they were like struggling with. And I was like, well, maybe I can give them like a couple days a week where everyone can like party, socialize. Maybe I can take off some of the stress in everyone's lives. I was doing like one kids afternoon where they could like plop their kids in front of the television and let them dance themselves until they go to sleep. You know, so I was trying to figure out ways to like help my friends that were struggling in this, you know, strange situation that we've all found ourselves in where there's, you know, no socializing outside of the house, but maybe I could bring it like into their house. And then somehow it transitioned off of Facebook because we kept getting kicked off of Facebook, you know, like the copyright stuff. And I'd always wanted to do Twitch streams. It was on my list for the longest time. I've DJed the last 2 Twitch cons and I'm a big gamer. So it was something I always wanted to do, but before COVID, I was DJing like 25 to 30 events a month. So there was just no time to actually like figure out live streaming and everything. And once I'd done it, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to try Twitch. And I had 0 audience, 0 followers. And that was back, I think May 29th was the day I jumped over to Twitch. And now, like, honestly, I'm having more fun DJing for my Twitch viewers than I was at a lot of the nightclubs because I'm a lot less lonely. So basically a lot of Twitch. And other than that, just trying to, you know, stay home, chill out. It's a luxury, I think, as like a traveling musician, you don't really get to have a lot. So I'm just going to enjoy the downtime because once things get going, it's going to be on again. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just trying to make the best of whatever is coming our way.
And do you see yourself still playing once things open back up, like staying on Twitch?
Oh hell yeah! I'm having so much fun on Twitch. It's ridiculous. Yeah, like my Ninja Army they've become my family. So the thought of not talking to them for even like more than like 2 days, even after the world opens again, I just don't think I could do it. I have a serious attachment issue with all of my Twitch fam.
That's awesome. It seems like you're garnering a good community there.
They're the best.
Yeah. Katie Ferrara, tell us about what you've been doing behind the scenes during the COVID quarantine.
Yeah, so I want to introduce myself to people who don't know me. I'm Katie. I'm from Los Angeles as well, just like famous Ninja. And it's cool. Like now I know a DJ from LA that I can connect with.
Yeah,
So,
we're gonna have to exchange information and
yeah.
maybe like, make some magic, make some
Yeah.
music.
We could do some good
internet,
after
guys.
the quarantine,
The
you know?
internet.
I would love that.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about QSC. I'm like, oh, I'm like finding out about so many different artists from QSC, and then also like recently becoming a QSC artist. So I just want to give a big shout out to Brad too, just like for connecting all of us.
Absolutely.
Oh yay! Let's all give a round of applause
Yeah.
for Brad.
Oh, Brad. He's
We
in the
love
Hang
back.
on, I
Brad.
got it.
He's the one
Can
commenting.
you guys hear that?
Yeah. Oh, there's Dan. Dan's from Memphis. We got people joining in. So anyone coming in, welcome. Yeah. So I've just been using this time to really hone my skills as a songwriter. That's my main thing, songwriter and musician. You know, I was doing like about 20, 25 gigs a month, playing full time. And then when COVID happened, I was like, oh, I'm out of work. And, luckily, like I've been kind of live streaming for a while now. I've been doing that on Periscope. I started in like 2015 on Periscope, and I would just set up my camera like as I would do a gig. And I switched over to Twitch this year because I wanted to just try a different platform and just see how it compares to Facebook Live and Periscope. And it's been cool. Like I've started to make like a little bit of a community on Twitch. Obviously right now I'm not streaming as much, but I can talk from my experience, like what to do and what not to do, and just compare it to the other platforms. So that's where I'm coming from.
Awesome. So for everybody just joining in to any of the channels here on QSC, my name is Raquel Lily. I'm a singer-songwriter myself. I started streaming on Twitch about 4 years ago. And today we're joining the discussion with other Twitch partners. We've got DJ Nate Nelson, DJ Miss Ninja, and Katie Ferrara. All of us have been pretty much thriving during the pandemic, during this lockdown, on a platform called Twitch. So if you've never heard about it, it's previously probably through you have been known as just like a gaming platform. And I just want to emphasize that, especially since the lockdown, it is absolutely not just a gaming platform. I mean, I said I started streaming music years ago. So back then it just wasn't very well known. But now that musicians are kind of trying to figure out which, alternative revenue styles there could be, especially on the internet, Twitch has been a huge emerging platform for a lot of independent artists, including these three. So just want to quickly introduce everybody again. So DJ Nate, do you want to talk to us about what you do and what your channel entails?
Yeah, absolutely. So my Twitch channel, I'll throw it in the comments, is twitch.tv/DJ Nate Nelson. Right now, I only stream on Monday and Wednesdays. Monday, and I'm kind of, I themed them just because at first I really didn't know what to do. And as all of us probably learning the platform, learning the different softwares, learning the graphics, learning all the different things that go into it. We all don't have Mr. Ninjas at home helping us get everything set up.
You think he helps me? I did it all by myself.
Told me he helped.
I don't know why all these guys think that us females aren't doing everything by ourselves.
I thought you told me in the beginning that Mr. Ninja helped you set it up, and then you figured it out and ran with it. So
nope. I figured it all out. I stayed up for 72 hours straight, like
wow. So you're a trooper.
Figuring all this stuff out.
You also are one of the only people I know that's gone 24 hours straight on Twitch.
Wow.
I'm a crazy person.
Yeah, that's crazy. 24, and it's addicting. Like it goes by fast. Sometimes I've told myself like I'm only going to play for 3 hours, and then you look down and it's like 6 or 7 hours, and you're like,
every time.
Oh my gosh, where has the time gone? So yeah, Mondays I do Mario Monday. It's pretty crazy, actually. It's evolved. It started as like Miss Ninja. I also started streaming because I have 2 small kids at home. I have a 5-year-old and a 9-year-old, and they didn't know what to do. And like all the other parents, we didn't know what to do with kids. And so I started a thing called Recess on Facebook, where it was every day at 4 o'clock. I gave the parents a break from teaching whatever they were doing with their kids, and then that turned into, let's see if we could do Twitch. And then I did a thing called Virtual Underground Live, which I think is where I met Miss Ninja the first time. She filled in for someone that dropped on one of our early streams with that. And so we were doing multiple DJs from all across the country on one Twitch platform. And then I kind of created my own, which was the DJ Nate Nelson one. and do Mario Monday on Mondays and White Claw Wednesday on Wednesday, which is more of like if you're looking to just get turned and drink and have stupid fun on Twitch, and that's kind of what that is on Wednesdays. But Mario Monday it started off just me playing as Mario, because when I was doing Recess, I had this Mario outfit I would dress up in on Mondays, and I would do Mario Monday on Recess. And then now I do it on Twitch, and I wear the outfit. I put a glue a mustache on every Monday, and that has turned into now where I have different DJs playing on my stream, and then we'll have on the actual stream as well, two of us playing Mario Kart on Switch. So the green screen behind me would actually be the video game. So we'll invite people from all across the world. I think we had 18 yesterday playing from all over different places. And I have people text me, are we racing Mario Kart tonight? Yeah, absolutely. So I'm also integrating the video game side of it with the music side. So we'll have different DJs play on Mondays. I always talk in, hello, it's me, Mario, my stupid Mario voice. And then we just roll out and have fun and play video games and play music for a few hours. And then Wednesday's just a shit show. I mean, it really is. We just drink and have fun and get crazy on the channel. So
cool. DJ Miss Ninja, I understand that you're also a DJ on Twitch as well. Can you tell us about your channel and what you do?
Oh yeah. So basically, like I said, it was time to pivot. I actually have a background. I have a degree in business management and marketing, and I have another degree in graphic and web design. So I've always liked to create spaces, create energy, make things look pretty. So as soon as all of this stuff happened, I took all of my tech background, all of my graphic background, and what I know from marketing, and I decided to just like do me 100%. Everything I've learned throughout my entire time on this planet, I'm like, I'm gonna just throw it out and have some fun with it and create my own little world. So my whole thing is all about just spreading joy through music. So what I've really tried to do is create a community of people that just want to reminisce maybe about the 80s or the 90s, and talk about just whatever's on their minds, while we also play some music. So I do also have theme nights on Wednesdays. I do New Wave Wednesdays because Depeche Mode is my favorite band of all time, and I love New Wave. It's probably like my first love, New Wave and 90s hip hop. So I decided to kind of like theme out the nights so that people, not everyone's going to like EDM. Not everyone's going to like 80s. So on any given night, everyone knows like what to expect out of their time with me. And that way, like I can really like streamline how deep I go into every single genre. Because I'll do like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours of 80s in a given night. I tend to do longer streams. I'm trying to cut back. I'm trying to do 2-hour streams, but like last Saturday, I went for 12 hours. On my birthday, I did a 24-hour like DJ set where I DJ'd for 24 hours straight. So,
insane.
For me, like I just love music. I love sharing it with everybody. And when I'm around other people that love it as much as I do, I just like, I can't help myself. I just want to keep going with it. So that's why I had to kind of limit myself to genres to stay on track. So Wednesdays is 80s night. Thursdays, I usually do funk and disco lunch. It alternates between Tuesdays and Thursdays where I get into like funk and disco. And then Fridays, I do hip hop. And Saturdays, I do what's called the work zone, where I basically bring you like all the weirdest EDM I've found throughout the entire week. So all the newest, freshest, what I like to call weird wubs. I play all of that for like 9 to 12 hours on Saturdays, and we get really hype and crazy. And then now I'm taking Sundays off, which I wasn't before, but I'm typically streaming like 4 days a week, 4 to 5 days a week. And yeah, just having a good time with it. Like I said, I'm a big nerd, so getting to put all of this together and take everything, creative inside of me and like putting it on a screen has been just so much fun.
Don't forget about your Club Ninja dancers.
Oh yeah, and I have my Club Ninja dancers, my peanut butter jelly time bananas that dance on my turntables.
Amazing.
Nice. Very cool. So Katie, tell us about your Twitch channel.
Yeah, so if you want to find me, it's twitch.tv/Katie Ferrara music. So like my name, Katie Ferrara, with the music. And when I was streaming, right now I'm taking a break because I'm working on my record. I'm doing like a full-length record this year. But I was streaming like Tuesdays and Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I will be getting back to that, but what I like to do is like have song requests so people can choose like the covers that they want. I've seen your channel, Raquel, and like you kind of do the same thing where like people can, they pick a song from your song list. It's called Streamer Song List, and they can give you bits, or they can give you a tip, or you can just sometimes like I'll do a silly dance or whatever if someone chooses a song. But yeah, mostly covers and also original songs, or I'll like try out material during the stream. Some of the streams are like themed, like Tuesday was like Coffee with Katie. But yeah, I mostly like just stream just to like practice in front of people, hang out, and yeah, just see what people want to hear, just do requests.
Cool. Yeah. Before COVID, actually, I streamed a lot of my live shows.
Yeah.
So I started playing games at first. I was playing Overwatch and I was pretty competitive. And then I was like, you know what? I play music for a living. Let me just try this out. And my viewership was like the best it's been. And at that point, I was streaming for like 3 months straight, just playing Overwatch like every single day. But yeah, I switched over to music. It was a no-brainer. And actually took some QSC gear with me over my tours, and just like would plug in and, use their touch mix, and like everything was just super consistent. I just turn on my camera. But then of course, all that kind of slowed down, especially with COVID. But yeah, I stream requests. I do a lot of originals. I do production work. I also have a podcast on Thursdays. So it's really cool. This feels a lot like my podcast. Very, very, very similar. So with that said, Katie, you were talking about making money through, taking requests and just like generating revenue in that sense. It's kind of like a patronage.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about how you can sustain yourself as a musician without having these live gigs? And I'm sure this pertains to you guys as well. And how like revenue works on Twitch?
Yeah, so I would say if you want to work yourself up to just being a Twitch streamer, then I would suggest to people that you try and get subscribers. So subscribers are patrons of your Twitch stream, and every month you get a percentage from Twitch to subscribe. It's $5, and it's free if you have Amazon Prime. So like if your fans have it, you should tell them, say, if you subscribe to me, it's totally free for you. And then you get $2.50 out of that, $2.50. So you want to try and get as many subscribers as you can. So, if you get like 100, 200 subscribers, I mean, that's still something, that's a lot of money that you can work up towards. It's a lot of people compare Twitch to YouTube, because YouTube, you have to have like thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers before you actually make any money. With Twitch, it's like you don't have to have as many to start generating income, which is why a lot of people are flocking over and, spending more hours on that platform. So yeah, it can be a great way to generate a full-time living, or just help fund your musical expenses or your projects. There's lots of different ways to use Twitch. So obviously you guys do it more full-time than me. Like I did it a lot this year, and I can talk about my experience doing that. But yeah, people use it for many different ways, not just playing your songs and doing it full time, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And also, if anybody in chat wants to chime in or ask us any question, feel free to. If you guys just want to say hi to us or talk to each other, that's totally fine. This isn't just like a 4-way conversation between us. So really encouraging you guys, especially if you have questions about how to stream, what to stream, et cetera, feel free to ask us. With that said, obviously you guys have pretty successful channels. Are there any tips you'd give to just like someone starting out on how to create a successful, thriving channel? DJ Nate, if you want to chime in.
Yeah, I think first off, you just need to really kind of, you gotta ask yourself if you're going to be able to give it what you want to give. In order to be successful on Twitch, I think you have to be consistent. I think you have to put the time and the energy in, and a lot of people don't understand the hours that, you know, Miss Ninja and me, and I haven't watched either of your streams, but like the graphic design that she's talking about, like putting those things together and getting the right aspect ratios. And when you talk about emotes, you got to get your emotes built. And I think in order, if you want to make money and strive and do well in it, you need to be consistent. You need to have something that's entertaining, or you need to be entertaining, and you got to ask yourself, am I good enough to keep an audience entertained for a few hours? And you're going to have people come and go. You're going to have people, you know, check in and then go do something. I think the newest iPhone update has helped a lot. I don't know if you guys noticed that like, I think during quarantine they had the iPhone update now where if you swipe out of Twitch on your phone, the video still plays. And I think that has been huge for a lot of Twitch people streaming. But I think you gotta, you know, there's different things that you can do throughout your stream to help bring in some of that income, like try to encourage hype trains. You can set the hype trains to be easy. You can set the hype trains to be really hard if you want to try to get to different levels. I know Miss Ninja's really good at that. I seem to always like raid you when you're in the middle of a hype train. And like, how many hype trains do you get a stream? How do you have yours set? I have mine, like, I think you can't, the cooldown's like an hour period.
Yeah, my cooldown's an hour.
Okay. But I think there's a lot of things that we could talk about that people may not even understand what we're talking about, like emotes, like bits, subscriptions. I think subscriptions are something that you can get if you create a following and you have people that watch you and are there every stream that you go live on. Those are your loyal people. That's your Club Ninja family. That's your Nate Nelson family. That's your Raquel family. Like, those people are always going to support you. And you'll notice it. If you go live and their subscription is ended, it's like, oh, look, I'm on a 3 or 4 month, streak of subscribing to your channel. Like, you want to be consistent and want to keep doing it week after week so that you can still get that income. Like, I guarantee you, I've probably made the least amount of money between the 4 of us on Twitch. And, I'm trying to build it up. I think that the loyal people are spending the money and being there, but sometimes it's like, if you still have that, like for me, I'm averaging like 20, 25, 30 people a stream right now, which at first it was like 5 or 6, and you just got to keep going and keep being consistent. And Miss Ninja's blown up over the last like 3 months. I would say it's probably been 3 months. I would watch you and you'd have like 40, and then you got to 70, and then it was like consistently, now you're at 100 all the time. So like, those are things that I strive for, is watching different people. I try to stay active as well on Twitch. I don't just get on Twitch and stream and then get off and never get on the platform. I go in and check in with other people. I watch a lot of different people, and I try to, not steal their ideas, but take some of their inspiration of things that they're doing and maybe be able to implement that into my stream, which is, if you can figure it out and learn it and do those things, it's a lot of time and energy, and sometimes it can be very frustrating technology, but it's been fun, and it's addicting. It's very addicting to, once you get into it and once you have people like that are regularly with you, it gets very addicting. So.
Yeah, I want to chime in and say, like, I think Twitch is all about the community. I mean, you go on as an artist, and I'll typically do like 2 to 3 hours, and then I'll go off and then raid somebody afterwards, because you really want people to stay on the platform. It's like kind of like doing a live show, in that, if somebody comes to see you play live, like, you don't want them to come see you. You want them to see the act after you, and also the act before you. So I think, just on the platform, it's important to like network with, other artists and support each other, because it's not like other platforms in that, like, there's a natural algorithm. Like, Twitch is very much like community and user based on that platform. So it's just really important to, like, go and watch other people and be a part of the whole community, and also get a Discord. Discord is like the main thing that you use to stay in touch with all your fans. So if you're watching, get that. And also, I see Joe in the comments. Hi, Joe, famous.
Yeah, I was going to shout out to some people in the comments too. Brandon Blaine is in the house. He's talking to you, Crystal. But
hey, ladies.
Yeah, and Nate. What's up, Brandon? Chris Hintz, what's good, buddy?
So Joe Famous was wondering, what are some of the best ways to just start streaming? DJ Miss Ninja, you mentioned that you started streaming sometime in May. I'd like to kind of know what your thought thought process was getting into streaming and kind of what led you to, streaming 4 to 5 times a week.
It didn't start off that way. At first, I was doing a 1-hour stream once or twice a week with a group called Quiet Events, where they do silent discos, and they built out a platform that allowed you to do virtual silent discos, just for whoever wants to tune in, and they like hit a like button, and there's a winner and all of that stuff. And it was actually using Twitch, but it was just mirroring your Twitch feed into their platform. So I wasn't doing Twitch; I was doing Quiet Events. And then at some point I was just like, why am I, spending all this time, directing people to another platform when I could just be focusing on Twitch? And I didn't even realize you could monetize Twitch. At that point I was so new to all, like, I'd watched a lot of Twitch, but I didn't really know. But going all the way back to the beginning, how do you start on Twitch? How do you start live streaming? The first thing you should know is there's a few ways to broadcast yourself. You can either broadcast straight from the Twitch app, and it won't be anything fancy. You won't have any overlays, but you can broadcast straight from your phone. You have to have a good sound source, though. At that point, if you are going to go the phone route, I would suggest getting an iRig or something, which basically allows you to take your DJ system or your guitar or your mic and plug straight into your phone so you have good audio quality. Because typically, if you're a musician, the sound quality is what matters more than the video quality. People will stick around for bad video, but they will not hang out for bad sound. So that's the first thing I would get sorted. Either get a proper sound card so you can transmit your audio from your computer, your mixer, whatever, to the internet. And then if you want to get a little bit more sophisticated, I would learn how to use either OBS or Streamlabs. They look daunting, but they're actually not. So OBS is Open Broadcasting System, and it's basically what all the streamers are using to control their show.
And what's
so
most
it's a free
important
app. You can download it. You can download it straight to your computer, and you basically control your entire show, all of your audio inputs, what's called scenes. So if you want to switch from one camera to another, or like a graphic or something like that, you can do all of that in OBS. So the absolute starting point, if you do want to start live streaming, I would suggest learning a broadcasting system, either OBS or Streamlabs, and make sure you have a good audio output source, whether it is a sound card. I use a Zoom U24 or iRig. And then after that, as far as personality goes, the best advice I can give any person that's looking to start streaming: don't try to mimic other people. Be yourself. I think the one thing that the world is most thirsty for is authenticity. So if you can bring your true self to the platform, you're going to see yourself succeed just exponentially faster than if you are trying to be something you're not, because then it just, people have a radar for that stuff. They can tell, and they want to be in a space. Live. Yeah, especially live. So people want to be in a space where they feel like they're authentically communicating with another authentic human. And then I always say it gives them permission to be their authentic self. So if you can get one thing right, get your audio right and learn OBS and be yourself and have fun. If you're not having fun, no one else is going to have fun, and no one's going to want to watch.
I also want to add something too. Because okay, I've noticed with Twitch, because there's not a natural algorithm where people will just find you. You have to plan out, you have to tell people in advance that you're going to be on. So it's kind of like, you can take it two ways. Like doing a live show, you have to promote a live show, right? Like with Twitch, you have to let people know in advance, and they'll save the day that you're going to be on. And also because it's consistent, they know like, okay, I'm going to be going on Mondays and Wednesdays at this specific time, so they know when to expect you. So like if you do that, then you'll have more of a success rate when you first start out, because you'll automatically have like a pool of people watching you. And because you already have planned out people watching you, then more people will want to come see you. But I also want to add, like, I think video quality does matter a little bit. Just if people are scrolling the feed and they see, just kind of like a grainy background. This was my problem when I started out, and that's why I'm talking to you guys, because I have all the experience about what not to do. And also, like, if you're on a budget too, like the camera that I'm using this app called Camo, and it's just my iPhone. Because I had a problem with my computer. I only have a dual core in my computer. I don't have quad core, and in order to run all the really nice fancy cameras, I need a quad core. So just wanted to put that out there. If you are starting, you can use an iPhone. There's plenty of like free apps out there, and iRig is really great too. And then yeah, you want to prepare too. It's like running a restaurant. So like you don't want to open your restaurant with just a few knives and forks on the table. You want to have everything ready to go. And you can always upgrade too, but make sure that you have everything planned out ahead of time.
And being prepared, I want to ask you guys, like, for me, I have a dummy, or I have like a ghost page on Twitch that I can go live and test audio. I can go live and test graphics. I can go live and test my machine. I think that's been huge. That's been one thing that I've learned over building different scenes and different things where I have 2 different camera sources running in with 2 different capture cards, so that I can have, actually I've had 3 capture cards running, because I'll have the switch coming in and being an overlay, and then I'll have my camera coming in and being an overlay, and then I'll have whoever's playing the video game come in and be the 3rd camera. So I have 3 different camera sources with 3 different capture cards. So one of the hard things is being able to test to make sure that your computer can sustain all of that, like running the power of that has been really difficult too. But I think for me, like, definitely prepare, make sure you're good. Like, I probably spend 2 to 3 hours before every stream just making sure everything is in the right order. I know Crystal talked a little bit about some tools and things that you can use. I have a Stream Deck, which has been great to be able to, you can literally write on the pads, and you can click the buttons and change your scenes, change your sources, change everything through that. You can even, with the Stream Deck, you can make different actions with it. So if you hit the go live button, it will go live for you on Twitch. It'll start that first scene. It will put a tweet out on Twitter that you're going live. It'll do like 10 different things. You can make it do any different actions that you want. So, and the Stream Deck was not that expensive, and it was a massive, big change that I did that really helped me be able to do stuff in the studio here, to be able to just touch it on the fly and be able to do it. But yep, there's one right there. Yep.
I also want to add to everybody in chat who's like, oh my God, there's so much, there's so much jargon here that if you're totally new, like completely just like have no experience streaming, chances are if you play music, which I'm guessing most of you guys in chat probably are here because you enjoy music in some capacity or you enjoy QSC gear. So I'm going to guess that you have some sort of gear that you could use. You probably have all the tools to do this. I mean, you don't really need to know how to have like a Stream Deck to have a successful stream, or you don't really need to know exactly the ins and outs of OBS. If I were to give advice to anybody just trying to start out, I'd say consistency is the key. Like just having content and having a schedule. Those are 2 simple and very overlooked things. Because if you could be the most prepared in the world, but if you can't show up on time every single time you're trying to build an audience, you might have an audience fall off where people expect you at 11 a.m., but you're not there, and they're just going to find the next best channel. And you have to think of it like it's a TV station that you're running at your house or wherever, a studio. If the show's not on, then, and this person is starved for entertainment, they're just going to find something else. So just getting on there, using what you have, and just kind of figuring it out along the way and improving little things here and there, like that goes such a long way. And, I've been streaming for years, and I literally just got this camera. And I've been using the same Logitech webcam for years, and the same light source for years. And, as much as as much as quality really matters, I think in the long run, it subliminally matters. Like if someone wants to click on an icon, if yours looks nicer next to the other person, then they're probably going to want to click on yours for whatever reason. But these are things that you can learn as you're streaming every day.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, is like what you just said, Raquel. Exactly. I think a lot of us as musicians, we've collected all this gear over the years. And that's literally what I did. I just took inventory of what I had sitting around the house and how can I build something cool out of this until I can generate some revenue and then reinvest it back into my stream. So, like you're saying, all of this can sound really overwhelming. So again, just pick a starting point and then you build over time. It's not something that it's always good to put your best foot forward, but don't let it stop you from getting started if you can't right away. You know, like do what you can right now to just get it started, because there's also a learning curve. And, you know, maybe you'll rush out and buy a camera right now before you even know what you're doing. And it could be a camera that doesn't actually have like what's called clean HDMI. And now you've wasted all your money on a camera that doesn't work with your stream. So little by little, you can like make these upgrades as you have time to like do the research and find out what tools are actually going to work with what you're trying to do with your stream.
Yeah.
So just take your time with it.
Yeah, like kind of like a live show. It's like what's important is the actual like playing the music and you being there and entertaining people. And I think a lot of musicians these days, they get lost in all the technology. It's like we have so many options and so many things that we can do to make our streams look better and sound better. But at the end, it's like, what do you do for a living? Oh, you play music or you're a DJ. So just focus on that and then you can upgrade as you go, you know?
Putting the cart before the horse. I mean, sometimes that helps, especially if you just have the revenue to just be like, I'll just buy all these things and figure it out. But for the most part, I mean, I can't tell you how many musicians I know who's like, I want to get started on Twitch. And then like 3 weeks down the road, they're just not even being consistent, or they just like give it up because they couldn't get with like the community. They understanding the culture is such a big part of it. And that's on YouTube, on Facebook, anything. Like you have to understand the culture, and some people will shell out hundreds of dollars and then just like discontinue what they're doing. And, you know, if you were just consistent and figured it out that you didn't want to be there to begin with, then you'd have more money in your pocket.
Well, another one of the top DJs that I've seen on Twitch, Audio One, who's a good friend of mine, he literally streams through, I think it's StreamYards and an iPhone. Wow. And he's been killing it for months. He's one of like the tops on Twitch on the DJ channels. That's awesome. And it just goes to show you that you really don't need to like go all out and buy the most expensive gear. It's really about developing your show and your community. That's the most important thing, because like he's a perfect example of it. He's using an iPhone and StreamYards.
I love
and
that.
He's got a massive community that like loves him to pieces. So you know, work with what you got and just bring your best self to it.
Yeah. So I was asking, are moderators important when you first start out?
Oh, not when you first start.
Yeah, I think it's more important when you have more people in the chat and you can't keep up. Like Miss Ninja was on Serato and she couldn't keep up with the chat. Like that, it's good to have moderators kind of highlight things and show you things that maybe you miss, because when you're actually performing and then trying to read the chat and communicate with people, it can be very overwhelming at times. And I think sometimes people get very discouraged because there's so much going on within the chat, and then they're trying to DJ. And then I've seen DJs like stop streaming because they feel like they can't be their best self DJing because they're trying to do too many things at one time. Like for me, like I'm going to be real. We talked about being real and being who you are. If I mess up while I'm DJing, like it's live and I was reading chat, or if a song runs out and I'm in the outro of it and I'm sitting here going, okay, you know, I'm live, guys. I'm communicating with you guys, having fun. It is what it is. I'm not fully, it's sometimes, it may be different from like musicians for you guys. Like when you're DJing, for me, I'm trying to be entertaining and trying to communicate with my people that are there supporting me. So the music is part of it, but I feel like me being me and me communicating with my people that are in my chat is almost more important than me trying to perform the perfect set. Like I'm not recording my sets and posting them on Mixcloud. I'm just playing to give people something to do when they're at home and they can't live their normal lives. Like I feel like it's been good. I've had people tell me that it's been great because they feel like, as bad as this sounds, they're not drinking alone at home, which can lead people into depression. Like now they have a community that they can jump into and chat and hang out with other people. So then they feel like they're socially drinking with other people, even though they're watching on their Apple TV on Twitch. So like, I just want to be there for people. And I think that it's been I've seen a lot of my friends and colleagues like really go into like a depressed state because of the state of the world that we're in. And you know, we just got to dig deep and have fun and spread joy. And I think music is one of those things that can do it, and entertaining people is another way to spread joy, and we're just doing our little piece of the world, you know? I
agree with a lot of what you say, but I will go back to the original questions in that I think since day one, moderators are very important because I think it's like quality control. And especially the smaller your channel, the more apt people will think, like trolls especially will think that they could just stomp all over you. But it's weird once you grow a channel and you grow a community and everyone kind of has inside jokes with you and everyone's jiving, you're cultivating this like kind of energy. And when you don't have mods around, it could really disrupt that creative flow or that energy. So I think, especially with smaller streamers, I think that's really overlooked. Smaller streamers, I think, get more trolls because people think that it's easier to mess them up. And trolls will less likely, when everybody's loving you and your chat's going crazy, they'll less likely say, like, you suck, boo, you know?
I think
I haven't experienced a troll yet. I guess I'll probably after this, after I'm saying I haven't experienced it on my next stream tomorrow, like I'll probably experience trolls. But I haven't had anybody come in and be like, yeah,
it's rare.
Whatever.
It is rare, but like the bigger your channel grows, you know, the percentage wise of the people that are like coming there, it's more likely that it starts happening. And especially as a female, I do get people that like will say derogatory things because they think they can get away with it because we're on the internet. And now I have like a team of now that I'm consistently getting like 150 viewers per stream, I now have about 10 mods, and at any given time there's usually about 6 or 7 in the channel. And they're quick to cut that stuff off and ban people. But when I first started, my only mod was my husband. You know, when I had like 5 people watching the whole time. And I'm very quick to read the chat. I mod most of my channel pretty like intensely. Everyone always knows that like I'm pretty much reading every single line of chat that's going through. But when I started hitting like that 30, 40 viewer mark, that's when I added 3 mods. And then when I started hitting like the 70 mark, I added 3 more mods. And then when I started getting to the 100, 150 mark, that's when I added like 4 more mods. Because also your mods start to get busy. As Twitch has really started to blow up, there's so many channels. Mods are multi-modding different channels. So they're not always available. And a lot of people have started going back to work. You can't expect people to be there all the time. So you have to have a few extra mods around so that there's enough coverage on any given day when certain people just aren't available. And it also just looks really good to have some extra swords in the chat, because then it kind of shows people that there are mods. So don't mess around in this channel, because you will get banned pretty much immediately.
Well,
so
they're helpful. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I would say they're also helpful, like if you're in the middle of a song and then somebody wants to see the song list, like your mod could help put that up for somebody who wants to choose a song. So that, there's so many things that you have to focus on Twitch, that having a mod it's like having an assistant, especially when you're starting out. Like you kind of need that person just to move things along and keep that energy, like as Raquel was saying.
And they hype the channel. Like my mods are so friendly. They say hi to every single person that comes through. They're always saying thank you when people give subs. They're participating in the conversations. They're basically like that what I call mine are like protectors of the vibe. That's what I've deemed my mods. And they're there to protect the vibe of my channel and keep the vibe at its best.
Yeah, your vibe attracts your tribe is what you said before we went live, actually. And I think that holds true to any scenario, regardless of what kind of community. Because, I mean, the music community, even though it's been known to be pretty tight-knit, I mean, there's a DJ community, there's like the songwriting community, there's the radio community. And each one is not the same. Each channel is not the same. Everybody's got their different kind of thing. And with that said, just kind of wrapping everything up. Unfortunately, we're running out of time today on QSC's platform here. But I just wanted to quickly go around again. If you guys can shout out your Twitch channels again and when we could watch you and where we could find you, that'd be awesome. DJ Nate, let us know where we can find you.
Twitch.tv/DJ Nate Nelson. It's like right there. That.
Cool.
And same for me. I'm just twitch.tv/DJ Miss Ninja.
And I am twitch.tv/Katie Ferrara Music.
I'm twitch.tv/Raquel.
Brad, can you drop those in the chat for us?
Yeah. You guys can find everybody's music on, do you guys post anything else like on Spotify or YouTube or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm on YouTube, Periscope, Instagram, Facebook. Just type in Katie Ferrara or Katie Ferrara Music and you'll find me.
Yeah,
Same.
everybody Google these guys and you will find everybody's channel. Whatever platform you're on, I guarantee you'll find their music everywhere.
And can I say one thing real quick to everyone? Because I know a lot of people probably have unanswered questions. There's so much information on YouTube about live streaming, about gear, about OBS. You know, don't be afraid to like just start digging on your own into YouTube to find a lot of answers. For me, I think the things that make a lot of the best streams are people that really understand how all of it works. And you can't just understand it by a couple things one person has told you. You really have to do your homework like anything else. And the best way, really, like we live in the internet age, there's so much information out there. Don't be scared. Just like as soon as you start looking down like one hole, you'll find your way to like other information. So if you're brand new, just Google OBS and learn how to use OBS.
How
And then it'll open
how
up
to set up. Yeah.
OBS.
So,
And then
so
everything
cool.
else will come, like you'll start learning about cameras and you'll learn about audio sources and all of that stuff. Just take it upon yourself to like do that homework and it'll be totally worth it.
Mhm.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I learned watching YouTube videos, figuring out
YouTube and
OBS
Google.
and slobs.
To this day, man, like I said, I've been streaming for years. The other day I was like, how to optimize OBS in 2020. And like, you're just always trying to improve no matter how long you've been streaming for. I'm still on YouTube, like trying to look up how to make my stream better. So it's an ongoing process. Don't be afraid to self-teach.
It's an evolution, always.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, Brad, for having us. And hopefully we can have a similar discussion soon. If you guys have any questions, obviously direct it to QSC if you want to learn more. Again, thanks QSC for having us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
And thank you to
thanks, guys.
everyone that tuned in today. You guys are the best. I'm seeing everybody on Facebook and in the chat over here. So thank you. We all appreciate your support. Make sure to follow all of these streamers and we will see you on Twitch.
Yeah, we'll see you guys. Bye.